All right, guys. How's the sound quality? And I'm hoping the picture's a little bit better this time. I know it was noticed last time it was a little glitchy. What's up, David? You guys, let me know how the sound and the picture quality is this time. Like I said, I noticed last time it was pretty glitchy, so I want to make sure it's all right this time. Way, way down. There's Tackle Junkie in the house, and Aaron. BP Fishing. Thanks, dude. Triton Hound. Hopefully, hopefully Tackle Junkie's not using his boat to get in and out of his house up there with all that rain. You guys had quite the downpour, I know. Of course, we were supposed to get some and didn't get anything at all. So, it's about how it's been going the last probably 2 months. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it was crazy. Like I said, my pond is probably a foot and a half to 2 foot low right now. I mean, all the weeds and grass that were growing good and healthy in the water, they're almost all out of the water already. It's pretty bad. Got a lot of small bass hovering in there right now, but all the good ones are gone. They were using it for shade for a while there. Tackle Junkie Son. What's up, dude? My favorite rod. Oh, I would have to say my Duckett rod would probably even be a favorite rod. Um, but saying that, I do have a lot of issues with the guides on that thing. But I mean, overall feel, that's probably one of my favorite rods. If I save a waypoint on that app, let's save it on the unit too. Actually, Sean, with that app, it's actually linked straight to your depth finder. You're controlling it on your iPad. You're actually doing the exact same thing on your depth finder over there. So all you're doing is mirroring your depth finder on your iPad. So you can control everything there and do everything from your iPad, and it's no different than doing it on your actual depth finder. Oh, and Aaron's trying to get on top here, asking the first question. He's just a little mad he didn't get the first comment on here. Tackle Junkie beat him to it. Let's see. BP Fishing. Fishing has been crazy here in Illinois in this season. We had way too much rain in the spring and have been dealing with the high water levels all season. Yeah, dude, I fish over there plenty. It's a pain in the butt sometimes, but I tell you what, the one thing I have noticed is the spawns have been tremendous. I've seen more bait balls and bait fish this year than I have seen in probably the last 10 years easily. Even in my own pond here, I've never pond ever. And this year, we've seen probably 10 of them that were probably 3 to 4 foot in diameter. I mean, they were huge bait balls for my pond. So I think all the rain kind of sucked for the fishing part, but I think next couple of years, we're gonna benefit from that quite a bit, I bet. Old Watts. Yeah, I don't know where Watts is at. He's slacking as usual. What's up, Kevin? Spawns have been great, but very late. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, they've been really good. I'm pretty impressed with them. The fish in my pond actually, with the water being so high and constantly muddy, typically I'll see the fish and the bass spawn every single year, and I couldn't see any of them this year. They were out deeper and the muddy water, couldn't see any of them. So I'm not exactly sure exactly when they spawned. I did see a couple of beds afterwards, but there was nothing on them. Let's see, Sean Beltran, which tungsten sinkers do you like, or does it matter? There's a couple different tungsten weights that I use. Titan Tungsten's one that I use. That is I kind of went into their deal and signed up with them to get the 20% off. Anytime you guys can save money on that stuff, do it. I mean, it's well worth it. Titans or tungsten is very expensive. But I do like theirs, and for the simple fact that they put their actual size on every single weight they have. It's stamped in there. I've used them for quite a while. I haven't had any issues with them. I do like the opening on top being a little bit broader and not sharp points on the edge of it. It's real rounded off, so I do like that. The other ones I've used the Academy brand, the H2O Express. I haven't had any problems out of them except for the paint chipping constantly. I mean, that's, to me, that's not a big deal unless I'm looking for something that I want painted. But I don't care about that a whole heck of a lot, to be honest with you. But the other ones are the heavy metal tungsten. I've been using those for a little bit. They sell them on Carl's, so, and the VMC. Those are probably my top: Titan, VMC, and heavy metal. So let's see what we got here. Trevor Hammond, what's up, man? Get your guides wrapped in your ducket before they come loose. Save the headache. Yeah. It's like I said, man. I love my ducket rod, but it's the guides on that thing are just terrible. Let's see. Marcio, what's the best finesse strategy you would choose for the cold water I'm facing next week in clear water, mid-50s? I'll be honest with you, dude. In the mid-50s with clear water, I'm going to suggest I do like throwing a fluke around there, actually a double fluke rig. I haven't done a video on that yet. I probably need to. But that's actually a pretty neat deal I do with the double fluke if I've got schooling bass. And that may be a little bit past that point when you get that 50 degree water mark. But other than that, I would say definitely a finesse jig around any cover like that. If you've got a sunny day, you've got wood that's standing, any kind of timber or docks or anything that's going to conduct a little bit of heat, that's what I would be going for. Like I said, with either a small finesse jig or even a smaller plastics, any kind of like rage crawls or the vial crawl, vial bug, stuff like that. That's what I would typically use. Let's see here. Aaron, remember, I'll fill in the 6 bags. Yes, that's right. All right, so if we get 75 people on here or more, and I'll go over the giveaway here in just a second, but if we get 75 people or more on tonight, my buddy Aaron Wetzel there, he is actually going to donate another 6 bags of Rage Tails to go along with the giveaway I'm doing tonight. And actually just said 50 viewers. So that's even better. So that's quite a bit of money there. And like I said, I'll go over the giveaway here in just a second. Let's see, Sean. Yeah, I'm not big a fan of the Strike King, so I'm looking to venture to another brand. Yeah, Sean, I'm a big Strike King fan. And I know there's a lot of guys out there that can't stand the Googans or whatever. And you can hate on them all you want. The guys did good. There's no question about it. But the Googan baits are nothing more than a rage bait. Tackle Junkie has said it 100 times, but they're awesome baits. I'll be honest with you. I've used them. The Bandito Bug, the Trench Hog, the Kraken Crawl. The only one that I have not used yet was the Mondo Worm. And every time I went to go buy it, it's been out. So I've even checked our local academy and they haven't had it either. So that's the only reason I haven't used that one. But I mean, they're great baits, but they are a one fish bait. You catch one fish on them, they're shredded and tore up. But if you're catching fish, I mean, they're worth it. So something to try. Let's see, Tackle Junkie, what bait has produced the best for you this year? This year, I'm going to have to go with probably, I would say probably the Missile D-Bomb has done the most. But I can't say the most. At the beginning of the season, it did the most, but that was more of a deader bait there. I would have to say the Googan Baits Bandito Bug has probably had the overwhelming majority of the fish I've caught this year. That thing is it's phenomenal. I love that bait. Like I said, I'm not supporting them guys or saying they're bad or anything like that, but their baits are good. That's all I got to say. So, let's see, most overrated bait. Man, I don't know. Most overrated bait. I would have to probably say, probably the swim baits. I'm going to say like the Rage Swimmers, the Kitech, stuff like that. There are a lot of guys that talk those baits up, and they're good baits. I use them too. I'm not saying I don't ever use them or nothing like that. But when Tactical Bassin and all them guys come out and talking about these big swim baits they use and You know, everybody was wanting to get into the swim bait game. Everybody started off with those small swim baits, but the problem is they're just small swim bait. They're not talking, you know, when you talk tactical bass hunt, they're in big, huge swim baits, 8-inch, 10-inch swim baits, and a lot of these guys don't throw those. They're throwing the little, like I said, the Rage Swimmers, the Kitex, the Exo Swim, stuff like that, and they all work, but they're not really that great of a bait, I don't think. I mean, you catch fish on them, but I don't go out there day after day and catch fish on them for sure. But and maybe some of you guys do. I'm not one of them though. Hank Snow Outdoors, what's up, man? Mr. Sean Murphy. Let's see. Thanks for BP fishing. Let's see. Man, look to watch and learn from. Yeah, BP fishing. That's one of the reasons I started watching YouTube. When I started doing tournament fishing, that my biggest thing was fishing with different people all the time. You learn so much from different people. Everybody fishes different. Everybody has their confidence bait. And when you go and you see somebody else fish it, you know, it helps you learn a lot. So, Tackle Junkie, thank you, sir. BP fishing, the jackhammer is most overrated for price. Cost of shot blade is dead. Sean Beltran, I would agree with you there. I have heard nothing but the jackhammer. And I know it works, but it is definitely one of those things that a few YouTubers got in their arsenal and just blew it up. Sean Murphy, I love all the missile baits, the Ned Bomb, and I think the best Ned bait is the D-Bomb, like the Green Pumpkin Flash. Yeah, that's definitely a good bait. John Wilson, I hate to say it, but all of my big fish this year have been caught on the swim jig with a 4.8 Kitech on the back. Yeah, John, I'm talking about just the swim bait itself. I mean, as far as paired up with a swim jig or something like that, yeah, I use quite a bit of those and have good luck with them. Tackle Junkie, bait you're looking forward to fishing this fall? I would have to say I'm actually looking forward to doing a lot more of the jerk bait. I fished it every year. I never had a whole heck of a lot of luck on it. Now I'm talking late fall, but that's one bait I really want to get into a little bit more and explore with a little bit more this fall and early next spring. So that's one I'm definitely looking for. I know I've got one of the what is it? The Bastrix, or not Bastrix? It's a I'll have to look and see. I don't remember which one it was, but I did buy one just to try out. So that's one I am looking forward to using. All right, let's see. Wadded fishing in the house. It's about time, Wadded. Triton Hound, do you tie a leader knot for anything? If so, which knot? Uni knot, man. That is. I actually talked to a couple guys about that a little while back on talking about leaders. The uni knot is just when I say leader, I'm talking maybe 4 foot, 5 foot at the most. In that uni knot, I love that knot. The only difference that I ever change that is if I'm going to braid. With the braid, you know, instead of wrapping it 4 or 5 times, you know, I'll usually wrap it about 8 to 10 times on the braid just because it slips a little bit easier. But yeah, that's probably the only knot I ever use. Let's see what's up, Hank. We tried the Tightline UVH Eco rig. No, I have not actually. Let's see, chillin'. So summertime is the big worms and football jigs. What are the go-to fall baits? Like I said, I wanted to try the jerk bait quite a bit. I still throw a lot of jigs in the fall too. Another one that I throw a lot is actually it's a Shadowlicious swim bait. I think it's a 6-inch or 7-inch swim bait. I throw that on that Matt Allen swim bait head, jig head. I usually have a lot of good luck with that one. You get that slow roll going, just keep it going, nice steady retrieve. I've had a lot of luck with that too. Another big bait that I really like to throw in the fall, and actually I may have something that may be taking its place, but just the traditional brush hog in the fall works really well on a Texas rig. Just getting up shallow around cover and stuff like that. But the that Guggen Debates Trench Hog, man, that thing looks. I think that's going to play a big deal in my arsenal list or this fall. So let's see here. We'll catch back up here. All right. Yeah, Aaron, you should have known Mike was going to be late. The Jackal re-range. As far as jerk baits go, yeah, I've had a couple guys talk about the Jackal. I haven't had it yet, but I probably definitely will be getting one soon. Like I said, I throw jerk baits every year. I haven't really got into it a whole lot. I don't have a lot of confidence in it, so I'll go out and throw it for maybe an hour and a half, or something like that, and then I kind of lose confidence in it. But I do like fishing at. We've got a lake close to me here that's actually spring fed, and it actually has trout in it. They stock trout in there, and I tell you what, you go out there with a jerk bait, and man, that's all you catch, and those trout get aggressive with that thing. Let's see, water fishing. I've used the deep jerk at Kincaid and did really well late in the winter and early spring. Yeah. As far as a deep water crankbait in the fall, if I get a good school of fish that I can see on my depth finder or whatever, if I know they're schooling up out there and staying deep, I will throw a crankbait. But it's not a whole heck of a lot in the fall. Courtney, Ricky is over in the corner where he belongs. Let's see. Double uni, full and strong. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, that's my go-to, not every time. Hank Snow, the original floater from Rapala, catching bass anytime during the day here in Florida. Yeah, you guys down in Florida got it so easy. You guys don't have I guess you guys get the rain just about every day, but at least your fishing season's pretty much all year long. Sexy Snail on 4-foot pond. Would you throw? Well, Sexy Snail, I would have to say 4-foot log in the middle of the pond. I'm just guessing this is probably somebody I know and has been to my pond, but I'm definitely gonna stay with the jig. Like I said, a jig, it's everybody tell you it doesn't get as many bites, but it definitely does get the big ones. Let's see, $3 fish. What you got here? Oh, where'd you go? Oh, yeah, hang on. All right, the TRD crawls have been treating me well, and the Ned rig motor oil is a great color. Yeah, I tell you what, there was I don't remember the name of the worm when I first started fishing. I'm talking, it's been 30 years ago. My dad actually gave me a motor oil worm to use. And like I said, I don't remember the name of it or what company made it or anything. But I tell you what, I carried that thing all around the ponds we fished all the time, and just killed bass with it. The man's jelly worm, the black one I have, that's what it reminds me of, and I love that color. It's hard to find anymore like that. A lot of people are starting to get away from that, except for your guys that are pretty dominating in the night fishing. They use a lot of those too. Let's see, Dad Bod Damien, DC reels, awesome. Are you fad that you don't need? You can use Baitcaster. DC. Actually, I haven't thrown the DC reels. Tackle Junkie actually just did one here about a month ago. I know when he first threw it, he didn't have his settings right, but after that, he figured out some stuff and talked to a guy about his settings. And from where I understand, is there's like 3 or 4 different settings on there for your mono, or I guess your braid and your fluorocarbon and stuff like. There's just different settings for each one of them. And once you get it set up, I've heard they're pretty dang good, and they'll cast a long way too. So I can't say myself as far as the DC reels go, but like I said, I have heard they're pretty good, pretty nice. Tried the video on that uni knot. I've learned to try, very simple, never a problem. Yeah, Sean, like I said, that's an easy knot to do. I know that you can go with the FG knot, but that thing, man, it takes a lot of time to learn. It takes a lot of time to tie. 23 more, get the word out, all peeps. Yeah, there you go, Aaron. That new fluke worm. that I did with Berkeley is legit. I like it a lot. I haven't tried that one, Sean. I'll have to try. I'll have to look that up when I'm done here. Works good in the pond. Let's see here. All right, so the giveaway. All right, I'm glad you said that, Joe. All right, so first of all, the giveaway. This is how we're going to do the giveaway. We're actually going to give it away. I'll announce the winner on next Monday's live show. You don't have to be present for it or nothing like that. But the way we're going to do the giveaway is, one, you can either donate to the channel, which I don't have my channel's not monetized yet. So if you want to donate, you can go down in the description. There's a link down there. Or what you can do is get somebody, one of your friends, buddies, family members, whatever, get them to subscribe to the channel. And when they do that, tell them to go in to this video and put in the comments your name. I don't care if you get one guy or you get 100 guys. However many you get, I will enter your name in there that many times. So, and like I said, you got a whole week to do it. We'll see how many people we can get. But just to go over to the baits here, what we're giving away. First up is going to be the Googan. If this is the Bandito bug in the Okeechobee crawl color. It's great. And these are all baits that I use too. So it's nothing that I don't use. This one is the Vile crawl, or the Vile bug, sorry. This is in the caney grass color. Next one's going to be the football jig from Strike King here. That is in the, I think it's the PBJ color here. Don't say it on there. It is a 1/2 ounce. I don't say, but it's a purple and brown. It should be a PB&J color. Next one's going to be a Divine swim jig from 6 Cents. Pretty nice deal right there. Then I have another one. This one, that other one was in the, I forgot what color they call that. It's the Pro Blue. That's probably one of my favorite swim jigs there. This is the next one, and this is in the Baby Brim. See that one there? You got a nice Hack Attack spinnerbait there, double willow. One of my top spinnerbaits. Got a pack of Trocar flipping hooks. I think these are the 3/0 or 4/0. Yep, they 3/0. So got a pack of those. You got a pack of the heavy metal tungsten weights, and this is the 1/2 ounce tungsten there. And then I also have an H2O Express brand from Academy, and this is in the 3/8. So that's all the giveaway. I mean, it's quite a bit of stuff there. So make sure you guys do that. Like I said, you can go in, get somebody to subscribe to the channel. Make sure they come over here, leave your name in the comments so I know who to enter in there. And we will, like I said, I will draw probably next Monday morning, and I will do I will announce the winner on Monday night's live stream next Monday. Let's see here what we got. Thanks. Yeah, Wada was cleaning up from dinner. Let's see where we at here. Wife got you trained good, Mike. Yeah, no kidding. All right. Is it me or is Yamamoto Cinco? It's a one-time use only. It does look dry all the time and it breaks easy. The Dinger doesn't have the same movement, but delivers more fish for the money. We actually talked about that last night. The Young Dinger is, in my book, is identical. The only difference is it doesn't have all the salt, so it doesn't sink as fast. So it's got a little bit slower fall to it, which is actually great sometimes. If you've got real finicky bass or something like that, I want that little bit slower fall. The Cinco is, I mean, the Cinco's been around for years. I mean, you can't replace that bait. It really is just a top-notch bait. But that's my opinion. You know, I would say for your money, though, I mean, you can't go wrong with a Dinger. That's for sure. Let's see, Mike, you're right. Did pretty good snagging that muskie in the face. Almost a miss something there. A lot of fishing. The wife is out of town. I was going to fish today, but all the rain we got this morning, everything is flooded. All right, so Mike is the muskie slayer. Most exciting catch of my life. I would say Actually, this year was a pretty good one. Um, I have two of them actually. One I caught at a buddy of mine's lake. I don't know what the fish weighed. I'm just guessing it was probably 7 to 8 pounds, somewhere around there. Um, on that, actually, on that spinnerbait right there, he was about she was probably 2 foot from the bank and just slammed that thing. Caught me off guard, about scared the living crap out of me, about fell in the water. But it wasn't much of a fight. I mean, I hooked her and it was done and over in about 4 seconds. But that was one of my favorite catches. And then my other one was probably this year at our first tournament of the year, and I caught one. It was 725. And that fish there, when it came up out of the water, it just looked like an 8 or 9 pounder. But I was pretty excited with that one. Let's see. Aaron, don't believe anything she says. Musky eye snagging machine. Yeah, that would definitely be you, Watts. Bought the SLS DAC on Blessed Friday and this fish all the weekend. Love it. That's cool, dude. What's up, C? Watch home everything. Just want to think about. All right. Oral power worm or what I grew up on. Yeah, that's probably what it was as a power. It was some type of power worm. Like I said, I was pretty young then, so Jerry called it the yoga pants. How many of these guys are you supposed to make it out of the shop without that? Yep, Dalton DC is a killer. Yeah, like I said, I've seen several guys put that DC reel up, and as far as in casting competitions with a couple of, I think one was the Daiwa Tattoo, I think is what it was up against. I don't remember, but yeah, it smoked the other reels pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, Hank, it's a pretty good giveaway. So, like I said, everybody's got a week to get as many people as they can to subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow. Like I said, hopefully I can get to 1,000 subs, within the next year, get it built up so I can get my videos monetized and everything, and actually do real live streams and not have to worry about all the piddly stuff with it. So that ain't a giveaway. That's a Christmas gift. Yeah, no kidding, Sean. Solid baits and colors. Thanks, Kevin. What brand is my favorite? I would definitely go with Rage. Just Strike King. I mean, I use them all the time. So I did I did get like 100 guys just said, you don't count Tackle Junkie. See, I don't mean no harm. The Tackle Junkie has enough toys to fish with. Yeah, that is exactly right, Sean. We have all seen his arsenal, and it makes me feel horrible. If I had half of what he's had or what he's got, my wife would probably divorce me. All right, let's see here. So, anybody going fishing this coming up weekend? And Aaron, don't be jumping on her side either. She don't need no help. It's gonna go today, but with 115 degrees out, so I decided to fish for some AC. Yeah, Sean, it was hot. Gosh, dang, it was hot. I mean, I couldn't really walk. I was actually off work today, and it was hard to walk outside. It was so humid. So the clock is ticking. You need to fish. Or at sunset pictures for you. What are you throwing? Oh, I'm definitely going buzzbait. Buzzbait all day long, Hank. Or the Rage Frog. Either one of those. Trying to get Phantom on here. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Phantom. I messaged him here a while back, but he never answered me back. There he is. What's up, man? He's in the woods. Yeah, I was waiting for you to message me back about those motors if you wanted them or not. Like I said, I can drop them off at Tackle Junkie sometime if you need me to. I actually did a group at my church teaching people how to fish. We're going to fish, clean up trash, and have a cookout. That's pretty cool, BP. We actually, every year, the club that I fish in, we do a handicap fishing day. That's pretty neat. We take a bunch of people that are handicapped and take them fishing at a private pond. And we actually stock it up with catfish a couple days before. And they let them catch them, and we clean them all and everything and send them home with them so they can have a big fish fry. It's a pretty neat deal. Looking for arrowheads. There you go. I'm doing a little sighting job 10 minutes away from my favorite lake, so I'm actually getting up early in the morning to go to a couple hours in before work day starts. There you go, man. That's how you make a good or a bad day a good day there. Yeah, down south in Brazil, as mentioned, cold water, but the first fishing in a while. We have a bass fishing tournament that has 4 stops. Still have space to go in South Brazil. Yeah, I'm guessing you probably do a lot of peacock bass fishing down there too. That'd be pretty neat to go do sometime. I think it was Scott Martin, Scott Canterbury, and I forgot who else went on that deal. I think they were fishing in Brazil at one time. They did a tournament or something down there, and they said it was tough, but I still think it'd be pretty neat to go down there and try it sometime. Let's get some more viewers. Wanted to help Backyard give away buying 6 packs of ratio. Definitely. What's up, Doug? Yes, definitely. Doug is in the house. Favorite spinnerbait? Right here, dude. It's actually in the giveaway, too. That is probably my all-time favorite spinnerbait in the 1/2 ounce. I absolutely love that thing. I take it back. I do like War Eagle, too, a couple of them. But I probably caught more bass on that spinnerbait than most baits out there, really. Started off throwing, I got one like that probably 20 years ago. First time I ever went to Bass Pro, maybe a little longer than that, and started throwing that, started catching fish. I mean, if you ever want to get a kid into fishing, I mean, that's the way to do it. Give them a big spinner bait. They like to flash, and it always catches fish. It's a good one to start with. So Jim needs to win. He doesn't have much tackle. Yeah, he doesn't. Tried the Picasso Inves wire spinnerbait. No, I haven't, man. I know you told me about it, and I haven't ordered any yet. I need to though. I know you said it comes through the water really, really good. Gold or nickel blade? I am definitely going nickel blade. As far as the gold blade, I think I've got 2 of them that have the gold blade. And it's not that they don't work. It's just I've never thrown them enough to get enough confidence in them. And I've never where they've made a big difference for myself. But not saying they don't, but just not for myself, they haven't. Tackle Junkie's going with the gold blades. Really? I'm surprised. Figured him as a nickel blade kind of guy. Of course, you're fishing nothing but muddy water too, so makes a little bit of difference. What color skirt on the buzz bait? It all depends on how clear the water is. If it's real clear, I'm going to go with white. If it's the dirtier color, I'm definitely going black. That's about the only 2 color skirts I really use, except for if it's if I'm in a clear water lake and I've got grass around it, then I will actually go to the chartreuse and white. I like that a lot. So the guys at the local tackle shop have been saying they're going out night fishing and killing them. Whopper ploppers. You have any experience night fishing? You recommend it? I'll be honest with you, Sean. I haven't done much of the night fishing. the club I'm in, they actually used to do 2 night tournaments a year or 1 night tournament a year or something like that. It was way before my time, but they just said they got tired of dealing with it and not being able to see where you're going, and there's too many dangerous factors in there, and storms blowing up and you don't see them coming, so they kind of quit doing that. But I mean, as far as the whopper flopper goes, though, I mean that's a good bait. What style of blades do you prefer? I am definitely a willow blades. Um, the only time I've ever thrown the Colorado blades and have a whole lot of luck on them, and I'm not saying there's nothing bad about them at all, but was down at Lake of the Ozarks, fishing a little bit deeper. I went with I forgot what size blade it was, but it was a big Colorado blade, just a single blade that had a lot of thump to it, and had a lot of luck with that. So, see, Tackle Junkie Lake I fish is usually dirty, and you try more baits with the Gold Flake. You like to fish. Yeah, definitely, Sean. If you got muddy water, listen to Tackle Junkie. He knows all about that muddy water. Yep, even in the mud. Yep, double willow. That's on the same way. What's this clear water I talk of? Well, that depends on where you're from. I mean, clear water to me, I mean, I'm looking anywhere from about probably 5 to 10 foot visibility. It's clear water to me. Now, I know you get farther down south. I know Bass Geek, I think he's down around Alabama or something, I think. But evidently, he's got some really clear lakes down there. But again, Sean, the places that I'm talking that have clear water have a lot of grass in them, so it's pretty filtered water. It's pretty nice. Clear water, 6 inches. Yeah, no kidding. You're fishing in a mud hole. What do you expect? $5 inch for you guys, huh? Sean, I don't know where you're at, but at 5 inches, that's pretty muddy water there. Spoiled in Florida, yeah, man. Hank, you're killing us, man. I wouldn't know what to do if I lived in Florida. I probably wouldn't even have a job. I'd probably be living in a box somewhere with a fishing pole. Drop shot versus Nico rig. I'll be honest with you, I am not a big drop shot fan. I've used it. Use it around a lot of docks, vertical fishing, or in schools. But I mean, the Nico rig to me, I mean, it's kind of like it's a jig without a skirt to me. So I don't have any problem using that one. I like to use that around not big chunk rock, but I like just a little bit bigger than gravel. I really like using that Nico rig. Some of the lakes around Indiana can be clear, but depends on the time of year. Yeah, Doug, I was actually telling the guys last week or week before. Wife and I have friends that live up in Indiana, and we actually have some family that lives up there, and we drive up there I think it's on 70. They're, I guess what they are is coal mine lakes. And man, those lakes look phenomenal from the interstate. Really wanted to try some of those out, but I didn't see no ramps or nothing to get in any of them. Favorite frog rod, length in action. My favorite frog rod is actually, it's a, what is the name of that thing? It's Aaron Wetzel and I were just talking about this a couple weeks ago. It was actually a kind of an impulse buy. I broke my frog rod on the way to the tournament and had to buy one pretty quick. And the only thing open around was a Walmart, and they had like I said, I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But it was like a $60 rod. It was nothing special. I took that thing and put the reel on it, and I tell you, I fell in love with that thing. It is the lightest, most well-balanced rod I've ever had in my hand, just for frogging. I mean, it's so light, but it's a heavy, fast action, and that one is a 7.6, I think. Let's see what I mean by clear, maybe 2 to 5 foot. Yeah, Doug, that's pretty clear to me. 2 to 5 foot. If you're talking a smaller lake or a pond or something, that's not bad. $3 fish, 19 foot yesterday. Holy cow. He's a drop shot. I don't fly, and the bass just killed it. Oh, I'm sure they did. I know there's another guy that I know that lives pretty close to me. He's actually been doing a video with a fly rod catching some bluegill and bass. That's pretty neat. And there's Mr. Braden Murphy. How's it going, man? I've been waiting for you to get on here. Dad told me you've been going out fishing with him. Said you've been struggling a little bit, so make sure you keep going back there and trying. I told your dad you need to try on like a Zoom trick worm, which is completely weightless. Throw it out there. They get a ton of bites. Nothing big, but you'll get a lot of bites on that thing, especially for clear water to stay with like a green pumpkin color or something like that, something natural. I'm sure your dad can help you out picking out some of the color there. But just stick with it, dude. I'm telling you, when I started out, it was a long road before I started getting into fishing. But there's so many days I went and didn't catch anything. But stick with it. You'll get some good ones in there. Question I get a lot: spinnerbait versus chatterbait. I'm going spinnerbait. I said it before. I'm not a big chatterbait fan. I don't produce or nothing like that. I hate throwing it out there. And if with a spinnerbait, if I want to drop down 2 foot or 3 foot, I just let it drop and I can reel a little bit slower and get it there. The chatterbait just constantly going to rise. So you can keep it somewhat, 2, 3, 4 foot, but I'd take spinnerbait all day long over a chatterbait. When everyone is drop shotting, that Neko can be worth a few fish. Yeah, exactly right. It can be. See, Doug said, yeah, most of those gravel pit lakes do have ramps. Yeah, like I said, I was just looking off of Highway 7 or Interstate 70 there. I couldn't see anything. It's about an hour before we get to where we were going. Like I said, those things, they look phenomenal. Way back up in the woods and everything, had all kinds of cover around it. They look good. Let's see, Tackle Junkie, to me, the chatterbait is taking up most of spinnerbait applications except for a good chop in the water when it's spinnerbait. Yeah. Let's toss it between the two. I'll drop shot in clear water with the Neko in the dirtier. Yeah, there you go, $3 fish. That's a good point there. Like chatter in colder water when I'm wanting to cover water faster, but overall I prefer spinnerbait. Yeah, that's kind of the way I am. Like I said, it's the chatterbait. You can't really fish. You can't fish nearly as fast as you can spinnerbait and cover the water. So when it starts getting a little bit colder temperatures, like I said, I was telling you last time, that square bill 1.5 is just phenomenal in the fall around here, especially around brush piles and stuff like that. It seems like they start stacking up in there, and you can really start picking them out of there. Chatterbait man, all the big fish that I post on S&M have mostly come on chatterbait. Hank, you and your Florida waters down there, I think you can throw just about anything down there and do good. Yeah, Tackle Junkie, but you fish in the mud. I think if you just get anything moving through there, they're just happy to see something. So at work, my signal sucks. Neko rig and Rage Crawl Smallies go crazy. What's up, River Rat? Yeah, let's I tell you what, man, I need to make a trip up north sometime and go smallie fishing. We've got smallies around here, but nothing like you guys have up north. Hank and all his lunch break bass. Keep them rolling, man. Wind blowing points, spinnerbait all day long. Yeah, David, that's hard to beat. If I'm not throwing typically, if I'm not throwing a spinnerbait, I've usually got a swim jig in my hand at some point. Matter of fact, that that one right there, that Pro Blue, that's my go-to swim jig right there. I usually throw a Rage Menace in the white color on the back of there. Tackle Junkie, I would not consider those. Those were almost not picture-worthy smallies. Look like something Mike Watts would put out there. Great live stream. We got a bunch of guys commenting, but I got to get off here. Tight line, see all. Yeah, thanks for getting on, $3 Fish. I appreciate it. Well, he did have a small mouth. Yeah, X Smallies. Of course, if I remember right, you may have beat us, me and Watt, fishing when we went last time, but I think Watts had the biggest fish of the day. I will have to say that the first one he caught was probably a good pound and a half. So I think that was probably the biggest one of the day. Yeah, it was definitely his first smallie. Like I said, you guys come down here where I'm at and go to the creeks and catch them a smallmouth like that. We got pretty good ones. Tackle Junkie says, no, my biggest was about the same. Watts, did you remember seeing anything that looked even close? I didn't. Doug said he's caught even smaller ones. Wow. You sure that wasn't your bait swinging? I know I got in the wrong boat. It was weird. It was weird. Every time we get close to you, Mike would just turn around and go the other way for some reason. I don't know what was going on there. What was your thoughts on the FLW Cup and the low weights? Man, I tell you what, with the heat, the way it's been, I was not surprised. I really wasn't. Um, we've been dealing with the same thing in our tournaments too. You know, around here with the heat being up so bad. I was telling a couple of the guys we had fished a tournament about a month ago. You know, when we had those 2 weeks, it was just really hot, and I think we had 17 boats and two fish that weighed like 6.01 pounds won the tournament. That's how bad it was, and it's on a pretty good fishery too. Sure, you could have mistaken them for bait. Yeah, trust me, we've all had those days. I actually I was fishing here at the house today and was throwing a buzz bait this morning. About it was probably about 6:15 this morning, and caught 3 or 4 fish, and every one of them, I think the buzz bait was just the same size they were. Trouble getting bit on the spinner bait and chatterbait since the spawn. Grass, the lipless works better. Maybe clear water, but composite. Yeah, Sean, the lipless works great. And I'll be honest with you, one of the lakes I fish a lot has a lot of grass in it, and I typically start off with a lipless on just a medium light rod, and something I can just pop loose in the grass pretty easy, no big deal. But once the grass starts getting a little bit thicker, and probably I'm going to say into probably May, um, when the grass is real thick there, I'll go up to a medium heavy or even a heavy rod to throw that lipless so I can rip it out of that grass real good. And usually I'll throw it on about 17-pound flora when I get up to that too. Works pretty good. They get crushed when it comes out of that grass too. Jeff Gerald, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. Let's see, Tackle Junkie. That was my first smallie, no way, but I have posted them, the little jokers. John Belcher. Hank, I live in Arkansas. On a lake, 13 to 14 pounds a day is pretty good. Yeah, that's like I said. I think between the heat and everything else this year, I think the weights have definitely been lower. I think. Now I know the Major League Fishing come out and blew some weights out of the water, you know, earlier this year, but I think they were going around the, you know, had pretty good early season, I'll say. But once it started hitting summer, I think everybody started slacking off quite a bit. Let's see what else we got on here. So we got 49 minutes on here. Talk down for another about 10 minutes. Let's see here. Topwater poppers, walking baits, braid and mono. As far as topwater poppers, walking baits, stuff like that, I'm definitely going with braid. Just straight braid. I don't use any leaders or nothing like that. Now, when you get into buzz baits and rage toads, The rage toad, I'll throw on braid because I'm going to be in grass or cover. Buzz baits, I throw on 17-pound fluoro all day long. Your line's not going to get down in the water to sink it or pull it down or anything like that. You're going to be reeling it nonstop, so it stays up good. I like that a lot better. So, yeah, in today, Missouri. Yeah, River Rat. That's where I'm at. Trust me, it's warm. Now, as far as the mono goes, I used to throw mono a lot on the walking baits. I like the way the stretch of it. With treble hooks and stuff, any stretch you can get out of your rod or your line, either one helps. Keep them pinned. But here, the last couple of years, I've actually started using a lot more braid. It's a little bit more sensitive. As far as walking a bait, I think it makes it a little bit easier too. Let's see, I like braid for most as well, but prop baits. Braid gets wrapped around the prop pretty often. Yeah, that's another deal with braid. Got to run. Y'all have a good one. All right, thanks, Jeff. Let's see what else we got here. So I seen a guy in here a while ago. Peg or no peg. Cool. I got a video on that one. But definitely I would say 85% of the time I'm pegging my weight. Keeps me from getting hung up so much, especially in rock and around twigs and brush balls and everything else. Only time I don't do only time I don't peg is when I'm having a struggle getting bit and holding on to it. So you always throw straight fluoro on casting setups or braid to leader at all on moving baits. Typically on mine, moving baits, I pretty much straight braid or straight fluoro. The only time I'm using leaders or anything like that would be on like a drop shot or shaky head, something like that, and I'm getting in clear water, something that they're going to have time to sit and look at that, then I'll use that. But other than that, I'm usually straight fluoro or braid. Yeah, I know you're hardly ever pegging. I know. Of course, I probably, just from what we've talked about and everything else, I think I probably fish around a little bit more cover or structures than you do, I think. But pretty much if there's a dock on a lake and it's the only dock there, I'll be there for half the day. I love fishing docks. Let's see here. On swim jigs, do you use straight braid? On my swim jigs, I don't use braid at all. I use the fluorocarbon, 17-pound fluorocarbon. On my swim jigs, if I'm fishing heavy grass, which I do have a couple lakes that are like that, then I'll step up to about the 20-pound just for a little bit extra strength. All right, one of you guys should do a video on how to skip a bait. Yeah, I think Wadded Fishing needs to do a video on skipping a bait. Mike and I did go to a few docks, but I mean, it's fishing with somebody else. It's a little bit different. When I fish docks, I'm usually in the front of the boat and pointing it in different ways and hitting all the corners and this and that. I fish them pretty thoroughly, so I wouldn't expect Mike to take me over there and try to even manage that. So. Minus the time, I like straight braid for some jigs. Yeah, that's a lot of guys do. I'm definitely not one of them. Like I said, I like the fluorocarbon. RG Castings, come over from Tackle Junkies channel. I fish from the bank and live in Florida. What do you think about going for braid for my main line on majority of my setups? Florida has so much milk in it. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with braid. You can go straight braid as long as if you're using any kind of moving baits or you're going in and out of a lot of, like you said, muck grass or weeds or stuff like that, and they're not really seeing it, I mean, you shouldn't have any problem at all doing that. One, braid's going to be a lot more sensitive for you. You're going to feel a lot more bites on it too. And like I said, I fish a pond here in my backyard all the time, so I know all about the bank fishing, man. And like I said, if I'm flipping into a lot of grass and stuff like that, with my my punch setup and this and that, it's all braid, so I don't use anything else. Oh, Wadded Fishing says he can outfish Tackle Junkie some more, huh? Amarillo, it's a mono with a low stretch floral. Basically, it's floral that floats. Kind of expensive, but worth it. Thanks, Chris. I haven't seen that. I'll have to look at that one. One-eyed crappie and an 8-inch bass, and I'll never hear the end of it. Yeah, Hank and RJ, you guys being down in Florida, I'm sure you got plenty of hogs down there that you're going to want some braid, definitely. Let's see, Stephen Guthrie fishing. Be nice to go get the fishing. This Trump economy is killing me. Yeah, I'm sure, man. I don't deal with politics at all. I stay as far away as I possibly can from that. So Noah says, when are you going to fish with another YouTuber? Actually, Noah, Tackle Junkie and Wadded Fishing, I went fishing, I think it was, 2 weeks ago, I guess? We went fishing up there. Tackle Junkie says, RJ catches some good ones for sure. You have to go check them out, see what you got going on there. Like I said, good ones for you guys are probably 8 to 10 pounds. We're stuck up here in the Midwest. You get a 7-pounder, it's good. That's a pretty good bass. Yeah, Sean, that is no joke. And that's hard to say. Anybody that lies more to fishermen's got a problem. Castability, dark, muddy water, less maintenance, and don't need to change it as much. Other reasons why I think I'm going to go to the braided for all my setups. Yeah, definitely. I know Tackle Junkie's actually put it on his channel too about, getting a different reel and reeling that braid off of one reel and onto another to reuse it when you get down to the end, and it's got brand new braid. I do that with mine too, and it works really well. I usually get about 2 or 3 years out of my braid, and some people can probably get more than that, but I fish a lot. So yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Next time we will come your way. Definitely, man. Come on down. You're really counting on Watts as a YouTuber? Well, I mean, he does have a channel technically. I've seen him put out one channel or one video in the last probably 6 or 7 months, but I think his daughter's getting ready to do it, so maybe we'll start seeing some good ones. That man lived down here, he'd be an animal. I didn't know Watts had a channel. Yeah, not many people know about Watts, Doug. BP Fishing says, I haven't found a bass over 4 pounds in the Chicagoland area. I'm surprised, man. That's just a little bit south of you. I mean, there's some pretty good water around there to fish. I'm surprised you haven't hit any smallmouth that have been bigger than 4 pounds. Right around a wood is a pain in the butt, though. Yeah, that is absolutely true there. Braid will actually, you're fishing around logs and lay down and stuff like that. You got to watch it braid, because a lot of times what they do is actually to cut into the end of the wood and dig a little groove there and get hung up pretty bad. So that is the one downside of braid. I will say that. Physics back on Basscom. That's no problem, Braden, man. Just keep going, man. I'm telling you, it only gets better. You're going to have tough days no matter what. Everybody does. And like I said, you guys are just getting on just to go back over this on this giveaway here. Kind of show you what's going on. We got the 1/2 ounce spinnerbait here to give away. one of my top lures. H2O Express. These are the 3/8 tungsten weights here. Pack of them. Also have a pack of the tungsten heavy metal 1/2 ounce tungsten weights. Pack of Trokar 3/0 flipping hooks. And we got the Divine 6 cents jig. This is in the Pro Blue. This is my top swim jig right here. That's in a 1/2 ounce too. Then I got another 1/2 ounce, and this is in the baby brim color. That's a good one. Another 1/2 ounce. Strike King jig, 1/2 ounce peanut butter and jelly color. That's big jig for me there. Also have a pack of the Vol crawls, or the Vol bugs. Sorry, I keep calling them crawls. But this is in the candy grass color here. I don't know if you can see it on the back a little bit better there. That's the candy grass color. Got a pack of them, and then I also have a pack of the Vandito bugs and the Okeechobee crawl color. So it's a pretty good giveaway. I know Aaron Wetzel said if we got 50 viewers tonight, he was going to throw in an extra pack of 6 rage crawls. I don't see that happening yet. We're a long way off there. We only got 20 on there, so may not see that, but it's still a really good giveaway. And just let you guys know the way you can enter. Either one, you can donate. Down in the description, there's a link to donate. If you don't want to donate, that's no problem. You can go in to get somebody to subscribe to the channel, have them come over onto this video and comment your name on there. You can have as many people as you can possibly get. If you get 25 people, I'll put you in it for 25 chances. So the more people you get, the more chances you got to get the giveaway. So, and I will not be drawing until probably next Monday morning, and I will announce it on the next Monday's live stream of who got it. So let's see. All the smallies have been 1 to 2 pounds, but always searching. Yeah, BP, I've heard from several different people that fish up around that area. They catch a lot of good smallmouth. Kind of makes me a little jealous. The only good smallmouth fishing we have around here is really Kentucky Lake. And you've got to go pretty far south if you're going to do that. And I think they got to be 18 inches. They're even keeper size down there. It's definitely a lot of fun, though. It's great when I get a message from RJ with the conditions asking me what to toss, and then he catches a toad. That's awesome. That's completely awesome. So, let's see, RJ casting. I keep fluoro for cranks, and I keep a rod for 20-pound fluoro for flipping wood. There you go, man. Like I said, the braid, it does work, but like I said, that braid on wood, like I said, it really does cut into it. Even when I'm flipping heavy grass, if I get somewhere to where there's a lay down log that I can see laying in the grass or something like that, a lot of times what I do is I'll try to flip about a foot to the side so I'm not catching a lot of that wood, or I'll grab my other stick that's got 20-pound fluorocarbon on it. But usually I've only got about a 1 ounce weight on that one. It's usually not heavy enough to go through what I'm flipping, but I'll try to wiggle it through there as much as I can to use that instead. All right. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for watching, man. All right. Thanks, Scott. Glad to have you in here. Hope you just caught that deal on the giveaway there. If not, I'll do it again here shortly. Probably 2-rod with something other than a main braid. There you go. PayPal link is not in blue, so it is typed incorrect. Well, thanks, Sean. I had no idea about that. It's actually, if you go into, I think if you go to my home page, if you go all the way over to where it says about, you can go in there and hit it too. RJ, I'm actually, let's just say I'm around St. Louis. We'll just go with that. I don't want to give too many people about where I live at here. All right, let's see. And Braden Murphy, what's your favorite thing to throw? I was going to ask you that earlier, and I forgot to. And have any of you guys tried the new Googan crankbaits? I know everybody says they look just like the 6 cents, but I love the 6 cents crankbaits, so I couldn't imagine them being bad, but I haven't got my hands on any of them to try them out yet. Great smallie fishing here in the Ozarks. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, River Rat. Yeah, you're right. Usually when I'm going down the Lake of the Ozarks, which I'll be down there in October, I got our classic tournament down there. I love going after spots down there. Man, them things are aggressive, fun to catch, like little potbelly pigs. Let's see who else we got here. Said I'll stay on for a couple more minutes here. Then we'll probably get off here. And I think old Watts likes braid for everything. Yeah. Smalley Lake is Kentucky. That's nuts. Yeah. Which Kentucky Lake's really not that far away from me. You're talking probably 2.5 hours. It's not terrible. Spots are fun at Table Rock too. That is one lake I have not fished is Table Rock. Just never had a chance to go down there and do it. But I love Lake of the Ozarks though. He says he doesn't have braid on everything. Huh. I'll be honest, Tackle Junkie, I don't remember him throwing anything with braid when we went. I'm trying to think. I know he was throwing a big deep crankbait, and he didn't have braid on then. I don't remember seeing any of his stuff having braid. I think you've been out every hook in your box last time out. Tackle Junkie, make sure he goes and watches my other video on the jig video I just did about the light wire hooks and overdoing it with the size. My favorite lure is probably a rattle trap or a chatterbait or a Zoom lizard. I tell you what, man, you can't go wrong with a Zoom lizard, that's for sure. The rattle trap's a lot of fun. I like fishing that one. I think my favorite color is probably the chrome with blue back on it. It's probably my favorite rattle trap out there. That was made by, who was that? I'd have to look and see now. I don't remember the name of it. It's been around for a long time, though. Hope we do some creek fishing next week on vacation. Seen some nice smallies being caught out of local creeks. I tell you what, man, I got a lot of smallies around my area too. Just in the creeks and stuff like that. Yeah, Tackle Junkie probably says that so he can hook onto your line and just yank your rod out of your hand. We ain't got to worry about his line breaking. Mad Matt in the house. How's it going, man? Good old chrome blue back. Hard to beat that one. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. Spots are mean for sure. Yeah, that's my that was the first place I ever caught a spot was down at the Lake of the Ozarks. I like Florida because there's big bass and they're not being surrounded by the ocean. People look at you like you're just crazy when you tell them you fish fresh rather than salt. Yeah, I don't think I could get into saltwater. Not saying I wouldn't like to go once or twice, but I love fishing freshwater. I love bass fishing. That's pretty much my main deal there. Bill Lewis rattle trap. There you go. Thanks, Sean. Going good for Monday. Ready to fish tomorrow morning. Yeah, I've got one more day off tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll be down at the pond probably bright and early. I'd go to a local lake, but man, I tell you what, with the humidity and as hot as it was today, I'll have to wait for them fish to stop boiling for a day or two. Don't know what it is. I just love that green fish. Tried to get into some salt multiple times. Oh, here I've just got a little same. Yeah, RJ, I think I'd be the same exact way. I'm not big into the saltwater scene. You got all that rain, Matt. Water and fresh water is my favorite now. Grew up fishing saltwater, and freshwater is my favorite now. I did a saltwater trip last August, and it was different. All I got small red snappers, nothing too exciting. Water, I would say that's pretty close to a bass, though, on those red snappers. I've heard they're pretty dang close. I agree on preferring freshwater over saltwater. I like saltwater fishing a couple times. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't want to do it every day or nothing like that, or live down there and do that. I would definitely want to just maybe go try it once or twice. Like I said, for those snappers, I think would be fun. Or I see those guys doing those Goliath groupers that are 300 to 500 pounds, and I don't want nothing to do with that. I've caught some pretty big carp around my area that have been 30 to 40 pounds. I've got one in my pond that I caught probably about 6 years ago. He was 38 pounds, and I accidentally snagged him with actually a rattle trap we were just talking about, and snagged him on the tail. And it took me about 45 minutes to finally get him in. Drug my John boat all around the pond, but we weighed him. He was 38 pounds, and I've let him back in there. He's kind of like the mascot of the pond now. We just call him Carl. So we just left him in there. He didn't hurt anything. But after fighting those fish like that, I mean, my arms are wore out. I couldn't imagine doing a 300 to 500 pound fish. Yeah, man, it's still raining here. Stated at 2 this afternoon. Ugh. At least you guys are getting rain. I'd love to have some right now. Tarpon is a blast. Homefish pull extremely hard, and snapper will fight real good. Yeah, I see those tarpon, those guys catching tarpon. I know Scott Martin's got several videos out about catching tarpon. Those things are nuts, especially when the sharks come in. Sean said I went tarpon fishing this spring in the Key West, caught a 100-pound tarpon on 20-pound braid with a 30-pound fluoro leader in it with mono shock leader, 4,000 size reel. The captain made fun of us bass fishermen. Yeah, that's all right. We don't need that old saltwater anyway. They can have it. We use too big a tackle if it's not fishing. That's right. That's exactly right. You're not fishing if it's catching. So, Mr. Lane Carter, how's it going, man? People down here who salt and fresh fish say bass and snook are all alike. My buddies finished both salt and fresh. Says he uses bass tackle both for snook and bass. I can see that. You know, those guys. I see those guys fishing those little those flats out there all the time for snook. So I don't think it'd be too much of a difference. I wouldn't think. Crazy seeing Fluke Master catching that 200-pound Goliath grouper in a kayak. That there's no way I would even attempt that. No way. I couldn't stand fishing out of a kayak to begin with. I couldn't imagine putting a 200-pound fish on the other end of it. Well, Lane, it's been a little bit tough. It's been pretty warm, so it's been okay, just nothing great. How about you? Let's see, Chris Norris. Let's see. Bass is more technical. That's why I'm drawn to it more. Salt, you have to be in the right spot at the right time. Anything in faith and they'll eat it. Yeah, I could see that. You know, it's not a whole lot of technique involved there. I see a lot of them guys are just pulling up in their boats and dropping all 6 or 7 lines straight down underneath them and just waiting for a bite. Kind of reminds me of catfishing. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been an hour and 13 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. And like I said, make sure you guys get anybody and everybody you can come over, subscribe to the channel, tell them to come back, leave a comment on this video with your guys' names on there. You know, as many people as you can. I'll put you in there as many times as I can. And like I said, we'll draw probably next Monday morning, and I will announce it Monday evening in the live stream. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys again Monday. Thanks.